Okay, so it's time to go ahead and install the cams. The first thing the cam, there's only one. So the first thing I gotta do is take off the timing cover over here so I can get the engine on the timing mark. Hopefully I can show that to you. Okay, so I need to turn the engine until I see the T mark. But when you're turning the engine, make sure the timing chain doesn't get hung up in there. And there's 23F, 23T. Alright, so we're going to 14T. And then you're going to line the rotor up with the mark on the crankcase. So right there. Okay. Let me get the engine turned back. Okay, I got the engine turned back. So first the cam actually needs to go in. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide that in from this spot. It's okay. So I'm gonna bring the cam in from this side. Try not to bump the cam into the journals too much. So I'm actually gonna leave the cam here, or the chain, kind of behind the cam. Otherwise the sprocket's really hard to get in there. Then I'm going to bring the sprocket in from this way and drop it down into the little recess here. Okay, so you see I got the cam where it's kind of straight up and down. So there's two marks. Okay, so up next we need to install the cam gear. If you notice there's two marks on here, those are going to line up with the parallel of the crankcase. Also, the cam needs to be, these two lobes are going to be down, straight up and down that way, because you can see it attaches there. So go ahead and start putting this on. I'm going to slide it on from this way. I'm going to put it in that dip on the crankshaft there. And then I'm going to bring the cam chain over and get it on the sprocket. It'll go right on there. So now I've got to turn it till it aligns with the case. Okay, so I messed up. Probably about right there. So I'm going to do the front first. Work my way around on it. And I'm going to pull up on it. Taking the slack out. I think that's going to be it pretty much right there. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rear tensioner piece back on now. So of course that piece goes on this way and just goes right here on the back. And then just two bolts going in. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna snug those up. Alright, then I'll slide this front one back in here also. There it goes. I think we got it there. And I'll go ahead and put this upper cam bolt in too. Can't get to the other side without turning the engine first. Okay, you can see I turned the engine a little bit there on accident. But that's probably gonna be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and release the tension on the belt tensioner so it engages. Then I'm going to turn the engine. That would be clockwise to pull it forward. So I can get the other bolt in there. There we go. So now I'm going to get it back to the original timing mark. Of course I have to go by it twice, or go by it once rather. That should be coming up now. Yep, right there. Check the lines, parallel. Spot on, great. So So the cam's basically done now. Tighten these all the way up. Alright, so now we're done with all that. I'm just gonna look down in there with the flashlight and make sure I don't see anything wrong. And we'll put the top half of the head on. Okay, so up next, the upper half of the head needs to go on. First, need to put a new O-ring in it. Hopefully you can see it down here. There we go, that's a little better. So this can be one of the more challenging things if this O-ring keeps popping out on you. I swear they're always too long. Always. Alright, so let me do a little trick on this. Okay, so what I like to do is put just like a drop of CA glue in a couple little spots to hold it in place for when you're trying to get on there, it doesn't keep falling out on you. Alright, that might be just enough spots. Let's see if it'll stay on there when I get it on here. Okay. I think we got it on. I won't know for sure though until I get all the bolts in. So I'm just checking to see if any fell way out. Okay, now it's time to bolt this piece down. I have some replacement bolts, but I don't have the washers for it yet, so I'm just going to use these for now and then replace them. Okay, so on this you're supposed to do the middle ones first in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then work your way around. So go ahead and do that. Just going to use this to gently run them down. So these are going to be torqued down to 100 inch-pounds. Okay, then we're going to torque them down. Alright, the head's on. So up next we're going to adjust some valves. Okay, so I'm going to check the valve clearance on these. It's supposed to be 0.003. So I'll just get the feeler gauge in there and tighten up the center one until it kind of is on it. Yeah, about right there. Spot on. Okay, so now we're going to do the rear one here. So obviously that's way too much. So I'm going to put this feeler gauge back in there and turn it down until it's on it. And turn the nut down. So this is too tight, so I'll loosen the nut up and I'll turn that back some, and then I'll tighten that back up again. And it's going to be loose until I tighten this and it'll actually turn it forward some. Okay, so that one's at 0.002. So that's what the intake calls for. actually got a little tight that time. There we go, perfect. Then we'll go to the next one here. But first, the engine has to be turned. So since it's the middle ones, we'll go to the 3-4 timing, or 2-3 timing mark. Here we are. Let me see which one's moving there. Okay, so it's gonna be this one, number 3. Okay, so no movement at all on that one. Almost none on that one, but we'll test it first. So 0.03 won't go in. Let's try 0.02. If I can find it.